Well. Back like it never left. Um, we only got a 2 game slate. So what I'm gonna suggest you do, even if you're newer to DFS, newer to NBA DFS, I would try to single out what spend ups I want to prioritize, and then build around them. That's what I would do. If you're if you're a seasoned veteran, you know you already have your procedures. But if you're newer and you're trying to build lineups and you're trying to hand build, start with your recognize your spend ups that you want to prioritize, and then pluck them in, and then build your lineups around them. We're gonna start with point guard. You got Brunson, 8.7K, absolutely a spend up. Absolutely should be prioritized if you're playing a few lineups. I'm not gonna. There is value on this slate, but find value and play him. There is value on this slate. It may not seem like it, but there's value on this slate. Derek White, 6,300, Mr. Olympian, priced correctly, absolutely in play. Russell seems happy with his new coach. A happy Russell should play well. Fire his ass up, 6,200. Reeves, I'm always on Reeves. He's priced. I think he's priced a little too low because he has a high upside. Drew Holiday, I rather try to get a few more dollars and get to Reeves or Russell than play Holiday. Why? Because in this offense, Holiday doesn't really need to score. In the playoffs, yes, he was a different beast because they needed him, and he could pick his spots, but he doesn't have to do jack shit in the regular season, especially opening day. Be very careful with your Drew Holiday shares. Conley, another one. One thing I know Los Angeles used to do is they used to let shooters shoot. I see Conley getting a couple open buckets. I see him putting up 25, 27 fantasy points. I'm not in a hurry to play him. He's priced correctly. He's not exactly value, but he's in play. Value is somebody that's 4K that has a 40, 50 point upside. That's value. What is Conley's upside at 5,500? 30, 35 fantasy points max. Nah, not in the lineup. You got Julius Randle now. I don't see it. But Conley's a very good play. Don't get me twisted. I think DiVincenzo is more of a value piece, higher upside, playing with the fire in his eyes after getting traded like an unwanted stepchild. I'm absolutely going to try to shove DiVincenzo in my lineups. What is Minnesota starting lineup? Gobert, Randall, McDaniels. Yeah, so he's coming off the bench. He's coming off the bench. Fire up DiVincenzo. Don't think you need Pritchard opening day. He's not a bad play. If he's your last man in, fine. I'd rather get to DiVincenzo. He got something to prove this season. Dillingham, obviously. Well, I'm not going to say obviously, but if you've been following some of these rookies, we know that he has potential. We know that he's nice, but how does that translate to fantasy points? I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. Therefore, I can't shove him up my ass. Pause. Newer people to DFS, they equate someone that's nice, and they equate someone that is nice to rostering them. That has nothing to do with nothing. You're rostering players that are going to be on the floor, getting minutes, giving you an opportunity to produce fantasy points. That's how you got to look at it. I don't give two shits if Dillingham is nice. How many minutes is he going to get? I'm going to pay attention to Minnesota, see if they can guarantee me that he's going to, he's 6th, 7th, 8th man up. They say, yeah, Dillingham is our 6th man, which he won't be. They say he's going to be on the second team. Cool. But if I don't hear anything specific like that, I'm going to have to pass on opening day. Vincent, if he's your last man in, I don't mind it, but I don't expect him to get many minutes. I expect LA, Minnesota to be a close game, back and forth game. I expect the starters to play heavy minutes because, you know, they definitely going to want that first win. Anthony Edwards, 8,800, going up against LeBron and AD, absolutely in play. Jaylen Brown, a man that's been disrespected for so long in the league. DraftKings, I'm not going to say his price is disrespectful, but it's a little bit low. 8,200, whatever. It's a math thing. It's an algorithm thing. That's what it is. Jaylen Brown, 8,200. He's in play. Miles Bridges, I'm lying. Mikal Bridges, 6,800. Listen, Mikal Bridges, I've been following NBA over the summer, and I promise you that this asshole went and changed the jump shot, and he shoots like a fucking giraffe. I don't understand what's going on with him. He's fucking busy running his mouth on his podcast and giggling with his fucking boyfriends rather than fucking working on his fucking craft. I don't even know if I could roster him, to be honest with you. And I don't want to see no fucking Mikal Bridges defenders in my chat neither, because he's been doing jack shit over the summer. Now he's coming back to work with a stupid ass jump shot. I don't know if I could. He's 6,800. I need fucking 35 fantasy points out of him. Am I gonna get that on the Knicks team with Brunson and fucking Cat and OG and him shooting like a fucking walrus? Oh my god, I'm fired up. Mikal Bridges is in my player pool, and if I do play him, it'll be very fucking reluctantly. Just give me Derek White. Get Bridges the fuck out of here. What the fuck am I seeing? We spoke about Pritchard. Christie's in play. He should be getting minutes on the second unit, but we want to pay attention to news. We want to pay attention to news. We want to pay attention to news. We want to pay attention to what Redick is saying. We want to pay attention to what the Minnesota coach is saying. We want to pay attention to news because that second unit, we want to know exactly who's coming off the bench. Dalton Neck is in play at 3,900. He's in play. I'm pretty sure he's part of that second unit. Walker Alexander's in play. I mean, obviously we know there's players that are coming out in the second unit, but we want to make sure, like, if there's someone new coming out for the second unit, we want to know who it is. That's all I'm saying. Small forward. All right, you got Mr. Tatum, Mr. Lost, Mr. I don't know why I didn't get minutes in the Olympics. Oh my God. Mr. Tatum should really be on a tear when he steps back on the floor. He should be out. He should be coming out showing the world who the fuck he is. Or he could just come out smiling and giggling with his fucking curly hair and just play nonchalantly. We'll see. Fire up LeBron James. Josh Hart. I can't play Josh Hart. He said he don't need to shoot in this offense. Okay, cool. Well, you're not making my lineups, bitch. If that's what we're doing. Oh my! See this Knicks shit. I think this Knicks shit might backfire. That's what I think. I think this Knicks shit, getting all these fucking sorority brothers together, I don't know if that's gonna work because I'm not seeing any intensity. I'm not seeing any fucking basketball. I'm just fucking watching podcasts and seeing stupid shots. Then Josh Hart is like, oh, I don't need to shoot. So why the fuck will you be in my fantasy lineup? Get him the fuck out of here. OG's in play. OG's gonna take his shots. OG can hit a three. OG's gonna get a few rebounds, a couple steals and blocks. Now, just to remind y'all, I'd rather play defensive guys on FanDuel because you get more points for steals and blocks. On a 2-game slate, when the guy's 5,300, I don't mind. You feel me? McDaniels is in play. Hachimura, I think did I speak about him? Hachimura's in play. I like him better on FanDuel. He's cheaper. I don't need Hauser. I don't even think Lonnie Walker's still on the team, to be honest with you. I think he's in the G League, but I'm not going to check because I'm not going to play him. Cam Reddish, I don't think I need him. Okiki got waived. The rest of these guys we're not touching. Okay, let's go to power forward. Okay. Randall 8K in play. You gotta say to yourself, who's gonna have big games if they're gonna beat the Lakers? Obviously Randall, obviously Edwards, and Gobert's gonna have to hold his own. If they're gonna compete with the Lakers, it's not gonna be the same Minnesota team. They got to get the chemistry down. So until then, I think that they're gonna be a little bit vulnerable, and I think AD takes Gobert to the wood shop. Should be a close game. Should be back and forth. If Minnesota's going to win, Randall's going to need to have a big game. He's in play. Horford, he doesn't take regular season seriously. I really don't want to play him. He's probably going to start because I don't think Porzingis is playing. So yeah, Porzingis is hurt. Horford's in play. You know what? Just give me Naz Reid. Fire up Naz Reid at 49. And I think that's about it for power forward. And as far as center goes, AD 94 too cheap. Cat 78 probably priced appropriately. Gobert 67 too cheap if Minnesota's gonna be competitive with the Lakers. Naz Reid's in play. If I'm playing a few lineups, I'll throw him in one, but I wouldn't shove him in all my lineups because Randall is still there. 18, 22 minutes for Reed, maybe. No Cornet for me. Jackson Hayes, 3,500. Jackson Hayes is in play for me with the information that I have at the moment. All right, let's go to FanDuel real quick. We're just going to skim through FanDuel. If you're new here, welcome. Appreciate you taking time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up the video. If you're struggling to cash, no problem. I can help you. Check out the Patreon linked in the description. Check out the channel memberships right here on YouTube. Super chats are open. And just so you know, my Patreon and my channel memberships, obviously a lot of people know how to build lineups, but my stuff is more geared towards people that don't have time to do their own research. They don't have time to, busy at work, busy at home, busy with the kids. You want to just open your app and receive lineups, plug and play, and cash out. That's what I'm here for, okay? Let's go to FanDuel. All right. FanDuel. Player pool stays the same. Brunson. Everybody looks priced appropriately. There's a few players on FanDuel that's a little bit cheaper. Same cast of characters: Brunson, White, Russell, Holiday, Conley. I don't even think I need McBride, to be honest with you. I'm spending up at point guard. I'm not gonna take a shot. I'm not gonna take a chance at point guard with value. I'm not gonna do that. Edwards, Brown, Reeves, everybody priced correctly. Bridges is a little bit cheaper on FanDuel, but like I said, he's shooting like a fucking duck now. So I don't really know how reliable he is. DiVincenzo's in play. And out of all the 4K pieces, well, Walker Alexander on FanDuel is fine. The rest of these guys is a little bit risky. Like if I had $3,800, I'd try to find $200 to get to Walker Alexander, basically. McBride isn't a bad play, but I just don't feel like I need to get to him right now. Braun, Tatum, fine. Brown, fine. Hart is probably not in my player pool, especially if he's coming off the bench. I mean, he's in my player pool. I'm just not going to play him. OG's fine. McDaniel's fine. Rui's a little bit cheap. Rui you can use for value on FanDuel. Dalton Next in play. If I'm playing 2 lineups, I'll probably throw Rui in one, Dalton in the other. The rest of these guys, not touching. LeBron, fine. Randall, 77. Probably a must play. Maybe? Yeah, probably a must play, 77. What else? What else? Who else? Who else? Nobody else down here. And then center, AD. AD looks crazy expensive, but he's really not. Just take 10 times 8 and times it by 5, times it by 5.5, times it by 6. That's what you need out of him. Cat looks good. Gobert looks good. Jackson Hayes. I'm pretty sure Jackson Hayes is the backup center. 4K. He's going to get, what, 12, 15 minutes? He's a little risky, but he's in play. He's going to touch the floor. And as far as center, there's nobody else I'm really going to mess with. Davis, Towns, Gobert, Horford, Reed, Jackson Hayes. So I'm going to keep the player pool tight as usual. A few value pieces in there from the Lakers. And I'm only going to really take chances on Lakers value. Everybody else, I'm just going to play the starters or play the guys that I know that are going to get 30 minutes, 28, 30 minutes and up. And that's that. It's only a 2-game slate. I ain't going to hold you. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Patreon linked in the description. Channel memberships right here on YouTube. And I'm out of here. I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.